Hey guys, well it's me Doug, so today we are going to be talking about option 3, Hitler and Nazi Germany. So, the first question, what challenges did Germany face after World War I? Well, the challenges that they faced were from the Treaty of Versailles and the economic drop in the whole world. What problems did Hitler and the Nazi Party claim to be able to solve? Well, one of the biggest ones they claimed to be able to solve was to solve the problem of the economic drop. They also claimed to get Germany a lot more land, and they also claimed that they could basically erase a lot of other races of people that they thought were wrong. So, next question. What did Hitler and the Nazis say about Jews, Gypsies, and other groups it considered undesirable? Well, they basically said that they weren't supposed to be on the earth and they were unfit to be on the earth. So basically they weren't people, they were just mistakes. How did the Nazis manage to imprison and kill millions of people? Well, they managed this by setting up concentration camps and putting Jews, Gypsies, all the kinds of people that they hated and wanted dead in these camps. And they treated them very poorly, and a lot of them were killed, a lot of innocents, all that kind of stuff. What symbols and techniques did Hitler and the Nazis use to persuade Germans to follow them? Well, one big symbol that the Nazis used was the swastika sign, and then another symbol was basically kind of, well, it isn't really a symbol. Again, going back to the economic drop, they used the economic drop with a lot of Germans to basically persuade them that they could fix the economic drop if they conquered everything. So, how did marches, rallies, and films help strengthen Nazi power? Well, a lot of rallies and marches helped strengthen Nazi power, because a lot of their marches were basically about like bombing someplace or taking over someplace, or it had something to do with violence. And this showed the strength of the Nazis and the endurance of the Nazis. And it basically showed all the Germans who followed them that we're not going to back down and we are really good at what we do. So, what did the Gestapo and SS do? Well, the Gestapo, he was a very bad person. He was a worker at the concentration camps. And mainly what he did was, every day, he walked around the concentration camps and looked for people to kill. And the one disturbing thing about the Gestapo was he mainly hated children. And there was actually one day that in one of the concentration camps, he dragged a bunch of kids to the gate after they were done working for the day. And each one, he had one on the right of him, one on the left of him. And there was a big crowd, and he asked them, which one should I kill? And then there were trucks there that were waiting to take people and take them away to another concentration camp. And he said, which one should I kill and which one should I take away? So it was basically just a bloodbath with the Gestapo. How did Hitler and the Nazis use their groups to gain and keep power? Wow. Well, one big way that Hitler used his armies and groups to gain power was he conquered. He conquered and ruled places, and what I mean by that is normally when he conquered an area of land or a country, he normally took all the military and all the forces that they had for war and basically contributed them to his army to make it bigger. So basically, it helped them in that way. So, who resisted Nazi power in Germany and outside of it? Well, two big people that I can name right now that resisted Nazi power in Germany, and both came to America, was Einstein, and Wernher von Braun. And then who resisted Germany outside of it? Well, the Allied powers mainly, or the US, Canada, Britain, the Soviets or the Russians, and Free France after they were free from Germany's clutches. So, which forms of resistance were most successful? Which forms of resistance were most successful? Well, mainly the war. Because if the US and all the other Allied powers were not resisting against the Axis powers, Japan, Italy, and Germany, then they probably would have all just been blown to pieces. Because these guys like to pick and choose what they want to do. So if we would not have stood up and said something to the Allied powers, as in, we're not backing down, then we probably would have been reduced to a very weak country. So, that is one of the biggest types of resistances that really helped. So, in Props for Faith, why do you think all the adults in Props for Faith don't want to talk about this dark period of Germany? Well, in Germany especially, it was very hard because at the time, many people in Germany were Jewish or gypsies, and those were the main people that Hitler targeted with his armies to put in the concentration camps and kill, kill, kill. And a lot of people there do not like to talk about Adolf Hitler because it is a very religious country, and they believe that he was very wrong in what he did. A lot of people do in Germany. And they do not like to talk about the war much because they do not want any outbreaks of that kind of stuff again. Because any German who really learns about Adolf Hitler could start admiring him. You never know. And next thing you know, somebody could be like Adolf Hitler and try to gain an army. As you can see in my essay, Adolf, he gained power very easily. A lot more easily than you think. So, yeah, there's the questions, and I hope you enjoyed. Oh yeah, and I nearly forgot. I have a little thing called Mein Kampf. It's very, very interesting in the history of Hitler and the Nazis. This is a book that Hitler wrote in prison after him and the Nazis were defeated in the war of World War II. And it is very, very interesting because the American title of the book, Mein Kampf, is, let's see, the American pronunciation of this is, Life in Race, if I am correct. And then, this is a second edition, Mein Kampf, half of it German, half of it American, and also, there is a very, laughable thing in here. The first man who owned this book was in World War II, and this is his version of Adolf Hitler. As you can see, this is very cartoony, and many people did not like him for what he did. I still laugh at this. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed, guys.